The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Marquell Lee coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. And he's going to go down again. Emmanuel Lamur in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And instead, they want to throw it off play action. Going deep for Benjamin. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play on 3rd down for the Chargers. 49 yards.
I know they had good coverage downfield, but you have to wonder, on 3rd and long like that, how does that happen, that they can get that far downfield and complete a pass? You got to guard the sticks, understand where you are, so it's almost like someone fell asleep at the switch, and now that the play's been completed, they've got to dust themselves off on defense, pick it up, and figure out how to not let that happen again.
Got some real estate inside the 30, and he takes it all the way down to the 22. 23 yards on the play.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
They'll get to him just inside the 15-yard line. And even after that fancy footwork we saw, a good job defensively to recover.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Hey! Load it! Load it!
Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, baby.
And looked like some movement there. Let's get the call. That was a 3rd and somewhat manageable, now not so manageable.
Exactly, because you had a play call on that you felt like, hey, this could go quick, and it doesn't take much to get it done. Now, you got to start thinking about a little bit of a deeper route type of a call, especially if you want to throw it.
After the false start, sets up a 3rd and 9. Rivers. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Gary and Conley. He's at the 50. 30. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. Goes underneath to Martin. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now Carr. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football.
Get down, get down.
Carr going to try and throw on third down. And Cook has it left side. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down. And no field goal try here from the red zone. Offense out there. They'll go for it on fourth. They'll go for it. It's Carr. And he finds Cook. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They opt to go for it, and they get it. First and goal after a pickup of 5. Carr to throw again. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And he will be out of bounds on what will wind up being the final play of this first quarter. Back now to begin the second quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Chargers here with a football. They take over first and 10 following the interception. And the Chargers coming out of the field now. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points. Start off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12. They go play action. Rivers going deep for Benjamin. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Carl Joseph. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Raiders offense coming onto the field, and this is a crew right now, Charles, sitting at 2-9. They did have the road win against Arizona the week prior, but last week, 34-17 loss at Baltimore, and now they sit at 2-9.
Yeah, they hung in there for a while at Baltimore, and then Lamar Jackson's legs kind of took over. But they continue to make too many mistakes, both sides of the ball, to give themselves a chance to win, talking about Oakland. And I know it's supposed to be too early to start talking about the draft, but when you're 2-9, it's not too early to start thinking about it. Final 5 weeks for them, home against Kansas City, home against Pittsburgh, at Cincinnati, home against Denver, at Kansas City. They should be underdogs in all of the games. The only one maybe, possibly, at Cincinnati.
Yeah, but if they lose all 5, 2-14, and you're right, the only thing their fans are focused on right now is next year's draft. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They run again on first down. Martin, a pretty decent gain on the tough run before he's brought down at the 25. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. Switching gears for a second to look at the NFL slate. You know, the bye weeks are now over, Charles, and if you had to pinpoint a couple of teams that are surprising you right now with where they're at, who would that be?
Well, I didn't think Washington would be in first place this late in the year, and they're still hanging in there. But two teams that really jump out at me. How about the run the Indianapolis Colts are on right now? And how well Andrew Luck is playing the quarterback position. We don't talk about that enough. They could very well win the AFC South with the play they're playing right now. And how about the Denver Broncos? That was a gutsy win at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are still hanging in there, still hopeful for a wild card spot.
The Chargers getting set to go, and it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 16. He'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. Nifty move by Gordon. And he's able to get up here to the 26. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. 2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. We'll come back to Southern California after this. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Partner, we're into the second quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you've got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
Here is the punter Jones as he gets this one away. This is Harris. A spin. A nice job on the return there. 16 yards. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And complete right side to Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
Carr can beat you in a lot of ways. The scramble there, a perfect example as he gets the 1st. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st down, Carr under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Carr going to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Cook. A nice move he had, but can't break away. And he's brought down just inside the 30. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Monday down.
Throwing his Carr on third down. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Now on fourth down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Now to try the field goal, here's Daniel Carlson. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Now to try the field goal, here's Daniel Carlson from the right hash, and call it an even 50 yards. And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left, and this will remain a scoreless game. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10.
Set. 380.
A first down throw here for Rivers. Going underneath for Gordon. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll make it second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7.
Set. Set. Round 80.
Final play of the half, Rivers. He's airing it out for Williams. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Darryl Worley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So plenty of action on the field, but no action right now on the scoreboard, at least as of yet. 0-0 is our score. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? So no scoring in our first half. What will the second half bring as we are now back underway? The return man here, Dwayne Harris. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. There are 0 points on the scoreboard for either side. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments were made. The defenses have obviously been great.
So if you like defense, this is a classic game. This is what you're looking for. But now you're trying to figure out how to gain any type of an advantage on offense. Is it through a big chunk play that they haven't seen before? Or is it just running your regular offense and running it better, trying to create an opportunity?
We'll see which avenue they choose to go down. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be second and 6. On second down, Martin. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. It's Melvin Ingram on the tackle. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Here's Carr to throw. swing back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD. Charles, we've seen them target one of their main weapons time and time again. Maybe they went to that well too many times there.
Yeah, and it's so difficult to determine how many times is too many, because how many times have we seen a team go and play and say, until they stop us, we'll keep going. Well, they got stopped on that one, and it cost them 6 points.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here's Harris to return it. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at about the 32.
Hey, 7:34.
Now Carr to try again after the pick six. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. With that incompletion, let's look forward to the rest of the NFL season. You know, a lot of people say the season doesn't really get exciting till after Thanksgiving. Well, what are you looking forward to in the month of December?
I do like that expression, because each sport has its own, doesn't it? Teams that are in first place July 4th in baseball, that's who's going to win the division, right? That's one of the old adages. We go on, but for me, this is what I'm going to look forward to. The NFC East could be a 3-team race. How about the revival of the Chicago Bears? And last but not least, the AFC West is controlled by Kansas City, but the sleeper team, the Los Angeles Chargers.
Boy,
keep an eye on them.
Yeah, they're knocking on the door with just 3 losses. KC with 2.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Now Carr drops it off to Martin, and he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Monday down.
From midfield, here's Carr. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Again, it's Carr. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Cook. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A Raiders first down. Carr hooking up with Cook. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. With that incompletion, need to pass along the note about the Madden Classic, where you can watch some of the best Madden players battle it out for their share of $165 grand. It's live on Twitch, Charles. Starts 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific, December 6th through the 8th. I know you'll be tuned in.
Thank you for letting me know the time and the dates. I'm going to mark that down. I will be ready to go because they go at it now. I mean, those battles, those are pretty strong, and I love the imagination that you see in how they play because they don't think like conventional football. They know how to take advantage of any weaknesses of their opponent, and the best part, $165,000 on the line. You and I better hone up our game.
Yeah, some people looking for some early holiday gifts there in the Madden Classic.
Hey!
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Working out of the gun, Rivers. That's to his running back, complete. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. Well, certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent.
They try to fire up the running game with Martin. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Carr to throw on 2nd down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know,
and nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Back now at the StubHub Center in Carson. It's Charger football, and they've got the lead as well as we begin the 4th quarter. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Ready. Delta.
Throwing Rivers. That is incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Set. Delta. Ahead. 89.
Third and long for Rivers. And this one complete to Virgil Green. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on fourth down. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And he's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Fourth down, no problem. 19 yards that time. And now it's 1st and 10. What a chance they just took. A huge chance. They go for it on fourth down, wind up getting the first.
Go ahead and admit it. You thought it was a bad call, didn't you?
I did, yes.
I think any normal person did. How about him picking it up? Give him credit.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys have to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on third down. From the gun, Rivers. This is Gordon on the dump off. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to perhaps salt this one away. And that is no good. No good. Wide to the left. And this score will stay right where it is. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 27. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning.
6:37. Get set. Blue 80.
On second down, here's Carr. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And this is going to be a Charger touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
And now Rivers will lead the Chargers up to go for 2. Following the interception here, Rivers. And the Raiders have got him. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
Here's Harris to return it. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Carr again here on 2nd and 10. Caught by Nelson left side. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game. On 3rd down, Carr. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Trevor Williams with a pick, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. Fights him off. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Rivers here to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. This is caught at the 20. And he's going to have this down deep into Oakland territory. It's a big one there for the Chargers. 57 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now a toss right side. It's Gordon. The storyline of this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team.